CCTV Lone Rashapi Daka Frank Motors Kajaka Dekali Gabatamai Junka Tata Motors Halatko Ni Shnong Rinkat Bakanet Foodish Ordar Mapi Ninwan Ramani Hakirdo Biang Jompi
Menteri Rangba jong kejelau Konrad Kongres Sangma hakasngi ba ar jong khat ar tarik ubnaya yong arajar arpu ar ula pensyai baki don hadu arpu wait liki Shnong ki balawan Phai Biang syaka jelna Meghalaya na pedeng ki arpu lai Tylli hakajingya penbet yo upur usam hakani ka kenti hapedeng ke jelna Meghalaya bat ke jela Assam hakajingya keren bat kilat pathai khubor Konrad Sangma ula kentho persya yo nongilam jong kaliang persya Dr. Mukul Sangma da kabaong jin lada ka sorkar balayalam do Dr. Mukul Sangma hausnem arajar khatway kala pendep pura yala ka kamram ka jelna Meghalaya kan jin dalayo biang hadu arpo hunyo Tylli na ki arpo khandai Tylli ki Shnong kumba Mukul Sangma ulayai kam hapo ka yeng darbar thawan Shusho ula kenoru ba kadai ka jingle bakla jong ka sorkar u Dr. Mukul Sangma kabala bo jinge ye ka sorkar MDA ka bamenta kabala yo biang tang arpu Tylli na ki arpu lai Tylli ki Shnong ki badan hakapot ka jelna Meghalaya bat ka Assam haka jinge penbet ya ki hinreu Tylli ki jaka ki balan yo baki don hapadeng ka jinge ka jiapo.
This was the list that was given by the Honorable LO then when he was the Chief Minister. This list was submitted, and he repeats it in the House also, that this was submitted by them. They had done, a lot of homework into this, and long hours were spent in making this report. So these 23 locations were given by the then government. So I personally feel that if they had gone and done a survey at that point in time, maybe the lines would have been different today. And if they had gone and actually asked the people that time, maybe the villages would not be 23, but 29 villages would have been there. So based on that, there were mistakes, one can say, was done at that time and at the point in time. And today, for me to change what was already submitted by government as a demand is very difficult. So therefore, it is wrong for the LO to today say that he should not, that he doesn't agree to this, because this was his demand. He was the Chief Minister and he put this list. And today we have managed to convince through public will, we managed to get 21 out of these 23 villages back to Meghalaya. If there were 29 villages, I'm sure that we would have got 27 out of 29 because those people wanted to come. But those villages were never put in the list in 2011. And therefore, today for him to come or, especially him to come and say that, this should have been different. Well, he should have done it that time in 2011. And now it's impossible for us to do it. And for the people who are living in that area, we understand the sentiments and the concerns that they have. But we had our limitations. We could not go beyond 23 villages, which was in the list of demand. If we had the choice to redo the entire report that was submitted in 2011, I assure you we would have done it differently and we would have got all those people also. But based on the reports of 2011, we were working with limited scope and limited villages, and we managed to get, as I said, 21 out of the 23 villages that was in the list based on people's will. Villages who are asking us to include them today, it's difficult because they were never put in the report. It was submitted by the then government in 2011. So those villages will not be possible because, as I said, it was never in the report. But out of the 23 villages, all the locations, the villages and the maps exactly as it was drawn in 2011, they have come to us, except Malsapara and Tutia Bazaar. Apart from that, all the rest have come to us. You see, I was mentioning to everybody that the Malangkona area, there was a map that was drawn. I will share it with all of you if you desire. In that map, the line that was drawn, that particular line and the map that was drawn, all of that has come into Meghalaya. Now, the villages that are being mentioned by the individuals that are coming in now is above those that line that was drawn in 2011. So therefore, if we were to raise, and we did raise with Assam this issue about adding new areas, then the whole report or the validity of that report submitted in 2011 is no more there. And it is not possible for us to keep changing our demands. In 2011, we drew the line the map was drawn, and then now in 2022 we say let's change the map. then the credibility of the government also goes away. So we can't change that map that was drawn, as I said, much before we came into the discussion. It was done by the 2011 government. And today, those villages that are saying that they would like to come, because in Malang area, there is Malang Salbari, there is Malang, there is Jaipur, and there is Huhuapara. Now, out of these, the Malang dot, the village that is there, which is drawn in Malang, that was what was the boundary that was shown, and we have been able to get this. In the same map, they're showing now Malang Salbari. The 2011 map had Malang Salbari in Assam already. This was not drawn by us, it was drawn by the previous government. The Jaipur area in Malang also was drawn beyond the 2011 map. And the other villages also, which are being mentioned, are above the or outside the map that was drawn in 2011. When two governments are negotiating, even two people are negotiating, I will tell you that, boss, these are the 4 things that I demand. Government has said that. Now, when government says that we have demanded these 4 things, these are the 4 things that we are asking for. Am I correct? Now, out of those 4, as I said, I managed to get 3.5 back. Now, today, a new area comes in and says that we want the 5th, 6th, 7th location also. My question is, the Assam government today questions that you put a list of only 4 in 2011. Why are you changing that today? How come this change came in? I can't justify that today. So this should have been done in 2011 is what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to explain the same simple point to you. You're right. I mean, emotions and concerns and the people's will is there. But when it was never in the table of discussion, when the list of 4 or 23 in this case was given, well, then there's only 23 I can discuss on. I cannot discuss on 24th one. So I hope you're understanding that. So whereas I would have wanted to, but the logic that Assam also is putting is correct, that when you had already put in a demand, though it was a different government, a government is a government, your list was 23 in 2011. How come you are changing the line today? On what basis you're changing it today? So it's very difficult for me to explain that. As I said, I wish this had been done properly in 2011. I would have been able to bring all these areas back through the public referendum because these people wanted to come, but they were never in the list of disputes. You should realize that he is very much part of this entire process from day one, and we have only acted on the basis of the report which he submitted. And therefore, if he's today, questioning the resolution solution and saying why were those villages left out, I think he's questioning himself and with the work that he did or work he did not do of including those villages at that point in time. So it's sad that he is doing that at this point in time. He should look back and review the results. And he's making a lot of visits and going to different locations. I wish he had done that in 2011. Maybe we would have got all these villages also in this list.